Welcome to our 45-minute Q&A session. I'm Ify, your go-to immigration lawyer. Today, we're going to discuss what to do while you're waiting for USCIS decision, USCIS approval on your case. So come on in. Welcome. It's February. It's cuffing season. It's the love season, and we're excited at the Marriage Green Card Law Firm. So we're offering some Valentine's Day promos for you all watching right now. So make sure you click on the link in the comments, in the captions to see how you can participate in our promos. You all know I'm the Marriage Green Card lawyer at this law firm. 90% of our cases are marriage-based, love-based, relationship-based. So we're taking the time to appreciate you all for supporting us, our clients, our people on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Thank you very much for being here. All right, let's do this. And today is super exciting, guys. It's extra exciting because I have with me Denise. I'm so excited to have Denise join us today directly from Mexico. All right. And she will be helping us today in this live with translations because, as you all know, we've expanded our services. We're now offering Espanol, Spanish language translations, interpretations, and we can help you to file your marriage-based green card, file your family-based green card. So welcome in, Denise.
Yay, thank you. Thank you for having me here. Muchas gracias por tenerme con ustedes y estoy para servirles a todos los hispanohablantes. Seguros que podemos ayudarles con muchísimo gusto y pues aquí estoy para apoyarlos.
Gracias, por favor. I love it. Thank you so much, Denise. Denise is an amazing member of our team. She just joined us, but she's here to help you answer your questions. So if you're watching and you're Espanol or you feel comfortable just speaking in Espanol, because I've met a lot of people who, they're bilingual, they can speak English, but they prefer to have Espanol. So now we have Denise for that. All right. Thank you all for being here. It's still February, Black History Month. So that's another thing we're honoring at our law firm. We are supporting and celebrating our heritage as immigrants in the USA. So that's part of the promotions we're going to be having this month in February. So if you're connected to us on our Facebook group, on just our social media, keep an eye out for those promotions. We're going to be posting and letting you know how to actually participate. All right. So thank you for being here.
Muchas gracias, muy bien. Entonces, como saben, ahora este mes tenemos muchas promociones. Vamos a tener el 50% off porque es San Valentín. Entonces, acérquense, podemos apoyarlos a llenar todas sus formas y cualquier petición para una visa, por favor, estén atentos con nosotros.
Gracias, Denise. I'm going to continue on with the live, and as I go on, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask in the comments, and we'll get to the Q&A part of this live towards the end, all right? So if you have filed for your application or petition to USCIS and wonder what to do while you're waiting, because it's a long wait, guys. It's been taking like 10 to 24 months. So wondering what to do while you're waiting, this live is for you. Make sure you're tuned in and sharing it with your friends, all right, before I get into the points. Denise is on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was all the way in with you guys. Discúlpenme, ya estaba muy lista con ustedes. Les comentábamos que estamos aquí para hacerles saber, apoyarles. Estos procesos de migración toman tiempo, hay que ser pacientes, puede tomar de 10 a 24 meses, pero justamente para eso estamos hoy aquí, ayudarles a saber qué hacer mientras tenemos el proceso activo.
All right. So the first thing you're going to do if you're currently waiting for your immigration decision and approval, hopefully from the USCIS, you've been waiting for some time. The best thing to do is to stay informed. That's the first thing that you are encouraged to do, because if you don't stay informed on your case, a lot of times maybe they sent you a notice, and if you're not checking your case on the USCIS website online, you may not realize that you got a notice or you missed the notice, and that's why you haven't heard anything. So stay informed is the first thing you're going to keep in mind while you're waiting for your USCIS decision.
Muy bien, entonces lo primero que vamos a hacer mientras estamos en espera de una comunicación por nuestra petición es pues básicamente mantenernos informados, que es lo más importante. Ellos van a enviar notificaciones a tu email, o si constantemente no estamos revisando la página podemos perder, y es muy importante estar en tiempo y manera con ellos.
Exactly. Muy importante, guys. Check your status. Very important. All right. The next thing, if you're waiting for your green card decision, make sure you're preparing for the next steps, especially for those of you who have your 2-year green card. All right. Make sure that you are preparing for the next steps, because just getting your temporary green card or getting your work permit is not your full green card to live and work in the U.S. permanently. You can still lose that status, guys. So while you're waiting, make sure that you are getting more documents together, like evidence of bona fide marriage, for example. That's very important to prove your marriage is real for the 2 years that you got your temporary green card. So prepare for the next steps. That's what you're going to be doing while you're waiting, instead of waiting around and basically just kind of being sad that you're not getting your decision. This is the time. This is the perfect time to do all that building, storing information, organizing. Okay? All right, Denise.
Muy bien, entonces, como ya dijimos, lo primero que vas a hacer es mantenerte informado, y lo siguiente sería, pues especialmente las personas que tienen green card de 2 años, no quedarse esperando simplemente sin estar activos. Hay que mantenernos preparados, prepararse para lo que viene, saber qué es lo que se necesita de nosotros, y principalmente si se va a ir por parte de un proceso migratorio de matrimonio, probar que es una relación real, prepararse con todo lo necesario para probar la relación.
Exactly. So this is necessary to make sure that you are qualified for the next steps, because like I said, your 2-year green card is not the permanent thing, okay? The next important thing I'm going to share on this live that you can do while you're waiting for your green card is about learning your future community. Okay, community is very important as an immigrant. This is why I created our Facebook group. And if you're not on that group, guys, there's going to be links in this live in the comments, in my bio, to join that group, because we're over 25,000 on that group supporting one another through this immigration process. All right, so if you're moving to the US, you're coming from a whole different culture. All right, you need to take the time to learn your community, like go out once in a while. All right, figure out where things are around you, your favorite places to go. Figure out where you want to live, because where you landed the first time, it might not be where you want to live the whole time you're in the USA. All right. My family landed in Maryland, Virginia, that DMV area. We ended up in Texas. Now I'm in Charlotte. So, and why? Weather, the economy, jobs, there are different reasons that you need to know as an immigrant where you're going to, finally settle. So take the time while you're waiting for your decision to learn the community. All right?
Muy bien, entonces, pues el siguiente paso, el tercer paso, es aprender sobre tu futura comunidad. No nada más aprender, sino realmente investigar en dónde a ti te gustaría establecerte. Porque como cuenta nuestra abogada Ivy, a ella, su familia primero estaban en un estado y después se fueron a otro, porque es importante que como inmigrante tomes en cuenta la economía y la disponibilidad de trabajos. Entonces, mientras esperas, después de hacer los primeros 2 pasos, el tercero es investigar y cómo te vas a integrar a la comunidad para poder llevar a cabo una vida más tranquila y próspera.
Exactly. I think prospero means to do well, right? To succeed. Yeah?
Yes.
See. So exactly. So these are the things that you will do to help you succeed in America overall. So during that waiting time, this is your opportunity to do that. All right. The next thing I encourage everyone that's waiting for their green card approval, you've waited for 10 months, 15 months, 2 years. Sometimes, I mean, it can get really ridiculous out here. I mean, obviously, don't wait till it's too far gone. Make sure you contact an attorney to help you file. There are different things we can file, right? So we could request your Congress or even just sue the USCIS if we need to, if it's just a ridiculous amount of time, right? There is processing times and there's, just normal processing time, and then there's a time where you can definitely fight to get that decision on time. But meanwhile, I'm going to encourage you to stay positive and patient. All right, this is a testing time in your life where you are making big moves. All right, immigrating to the USA, making those changes, those are big moves. So while it's happening, while you can't control it, stay positive and patient, and understand that you are not, even though your friend may have, come after you and then they just applied and they got it, you're just not the same people. Every situation is different. Everyone's journey is different. So stay positive and patient. That's one of the things to do while you're waiting for your green card. All right?
Muy bien, entonces al final de estos pasos a seguir sería, pues sobre todo mantener la mente disponible, ser positivos y pacientes. Los tiempos de espera para el proceso migratorio pueden variar. Algo normal es de 10 meses, un año y medio. Todavía se puede extender por algo normal hasta los 2 años, pero cuando ya se llega a ser un tiempo ridículo de extensión, no duden en contactar a su abogado directo de inmigración, porque eso se puede volver un problema ya después de mucho tiempo estancado, y nosotros estamos directamente también para apoyarlos. No se esperen a que pase demasiado tiempo. Entonces, sobre todo, los invitamos a que por favor sean disponibles mentalmente, que vean positivo, que se sientan tranquilos y pacientes, y a pesar de que no es algo que podemos controlar, sí podemos saber cuando es momento de llamar a un abogado para no dejar pasar nuestra oportunidad.
Gracias, Denise. Thank you for explaining that properly. I'm excited to be able to pass on this information to a wider range of people, thanks to you. So make sure you all are taking advantage of this time to keep on improving your life and building. And now, like I said earlier, if it's now becoming a ridiculous amount of time that you've waited, maybe you're unable to travel, you've had like family emergencies happen. A lot of people I've worked with have had babies, lost family members in between the time they were waiting, and just didn't get any relief. So with those types of situations, you could potentially request an expedite processing, okay? Expedite processing means that they're gonna move your application to the front of the line for various reasons. There are 3 main reasons, and I'll discuss them shortly, but expediting your application is a possibility. We help clients do that at this law firm. Now, there's no guarantees, right, that is going to get approved or any type of speed to it, because there's a lot of people behind you. There's a lot of people with family emergencies as well. But if you're able to show these 3 things, you may get an approved expedite process. And I'll quickly run through them so Denise can share that with us. But it is severe financial hardship, humanitarian reasons, and national interests, or USCIS error. Those are the 3 reasons why you could potentially expedite. And don't worry, Patricia, we'll get into the details of that, but I just want to mention those so you can have it in mind that just because you miss your spouse, that's not a good enough reason to request an expedite. Does that make sense, right? And we empathize with you. That's why we created the community, because we want you to feel supported and not so alone during this time. But just simply missing your spouse is not going to be enough reason to request an expedite. But if you have these 3 things, which I'll go into detail, you could potentially do that, okay? And then after that, this is the last point, we're going to get into the questions, all right? All right. Gracias.
I'm sorry. May you repeat me the 3 essential things? Severe financial.
Oh yeah, just financial hardship, humanitarian reasons, and national interest. Humanitarian reasons, like if you have like a serious medical emergency or urgent family matter, those type of things. That's kind of like what qualifies for expedite. Okay, not simply just missing your spouse.
Muy
All
bien,
right.
gracias. Entonces, les contamos también sobre el proceso de espera. Aunque no hay garantía, hay maneras de acelerar el proceso dependiendo si calificas para este tipo de proceso. Se puede aplicar para pedir que se acelere tu caso y se lleve al frente de la línea. Hay 3 razones con las que tenemos que demostrar y si cuentas con ellos podemos apoyarte también, que sería que estar pasándola muy difícil económicamente por razones humanitarias, como si necesitas viajar porque tu esposa murió en otro país o un familiar que está muy delicado, alguna de tu salud que esté comprometido también y o por interés nacional, ya sería por razones un poco más políticas. Nuestra abogada IFI empatiza y nuestro consorcio de abogados empatiza con ustedes para que se sientan apoyados, que no están solos en este viaje de inmigrar. Y pues más adelante vamos a ir un poco más detallado en los 3 solicitudes o los 3 puntos a cubrir.
All right. Thank you for explaining that in detail. I could pick up on some of the things you were saying. I'm definitely going to learn my Espanol, guys, so that Denise and I can be on here, rapping Spanish. But, these are very important things that I definitely am grateful that we're able to share with all of you today, because the most frequently asked question I get in this practice is, how long is it going to take? And understandably so, because people have plans. People need to move on with their life, travel, just experience life, work, build your family, right? That's the whole point of family immigration. So if you're experiencing any delays, unusual delays, you can do the expedite request. You can go to the Congress. But for the point 1, severe financial hardship, I'll explain a little bit more on that for those of you interested in filing an expedite request. To qualify for severe financial hardship, it has to be a little bit more than not being able to pay, your phone bill. Okay, that is a hardship, and that's something that we can consider. But if you have serious situations like you're going to lose your job or you're facing homelessness, those are the severe financial hardships that will present to the USCIS on your behalf through a letter. All right, we know how to prepare a persuasive letter to the USCIS to let them know that this is severe and this is going to cause severe hardship to this individual, even to the U.S. citizen, if it's a family-based immigration. All right. So severe financial hardship, that's one of the ways. And this is how severe it has to be. Losing your job, losing your a place of residence, that type of situation. All right. And make sure you're asking questions in the comments, because I'm getting ready to answer those right away if you're facing something like this. All right.
Muy bien, entonces, primero que nada, para calificar por parte de la situación económica complicada en este proceso, tenemos que demostrar una situación realmente complicada. No cuenta nada más el hecho de no poder pagar la luz, por ejemplo, o una sola nota. Esto cuenta como estar en riesgo de perder tu hogar, perder tu empleo, incluso estar en riesgo de recurrir a los refugios públicos. Entonces, una situación como esa podemos probar que sí necesita que su caso sea expedido de una manera más amplia y rápida. Eso sí cuenta y califica.
Exactly. That's how you qualify for that one. For humanitarian reasons, I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but humanitarian reasons is a pretty common reason for expediting your family-based immigration. This is just due to the fact that life happens. And when we're talking 2 years, I just got a VAWA approval that took 37 months. That's like 3 years or something, right? So imagine during that time, you're going to have urgent family matters and medical emergencies, things that come up. You have to travel to be with a family member or something like that, things relating to your minor child, those types of things that you just don't have any control over. Nobody does, not even the USCIS. Those are reasons that you can present in a persuasive way, might I add, right? You're not just going to send a letter, a simple letter saying, my mom is sick and I need to go see her. And they'll be like, okay, well, I hope she gets well soon, and they won't respond, right? You need to make it persuasive in order to get that and get your application moved forward. It's not a guarantee, right? But you really have to plead your case for this to even work. So that's the number two reason why you could potentially expedite your application.
Muy bien, entonces la segunda razón por la que podríamos acelerar tu caso sería una razón humanitaria. La razón de esto pues es lo más común, ya que la vida pasa mientras nosotros estamos esperando por un proceso migratorio, tenemos situaciones familiares fuera del país o lejos de nuestro alcance que nos requieran viajar. Si se envía, cabe recalcar que la carta no es simplemente escribir que necesitamos viajar. Esto tiene que ser hecho por un abogado, ya que hay que enviarla de manera persuasiva para convencerlos de que realmente es una situación necesaria y se tiene que hacer un proceso más rápido para su caso.
All right, that's one of the main ways. The final way, we won't discuss too much about that because that's very rare situations, but it does happen. If there's any national interest or USCIS error, you can potentially request to expedite your application. I'm currently dealing with that USCIS error type of scenario. But if you are dealing with that, you can let them know that the reason why this application is late is because you all messed up. Okay? You all, like this client came to me after her I-485 got denied for not having an I-130. And immediately she came to us. We did an FOIA. We found out that she does have an I-130. So I don't know what y'all are talking about. I-130 receipt notice was there. I think maybe they just lost it or something, and now she's getting denied, having to pay all of that stuff. That's USCIS error that we will definitely ask for an expedite once they reopen the case, because what are we talking about? So that could potentially happen, but those ones are a little bit rare. And national interest is also rare, but that could happen if your application being delayed is going to cause any type of basically like harm the U.S. in any way, essentially, just any type of national incident or issue. That's one of the final way that USCIS may consider for an expedite in your case. All right?
Muy bien, entonces, pues la última razón sería un interés nacional. Cabe recalcar que hay dos puntos del interés nacional. Uno es en el que directamente la tardanza de tu aplicación puede dañar en algún punto la integridad de la nación de Estados Unidos, o la un poco más común, que no pasa mucho, pero también suele pasar cuando el mismo gobierno tiene algún problema con tu aplicación. Puede ser cualquier cosa. Perdieron en el camino tu aplicación y no la encuentran. Si tú encuentras ese error, puedes solicitar que se haga un proceso acelerado para tu aplicación, decirles, el error fue de ustedes por parte del gobierno, ayúdenme a acelerar este proceso para yo no tener que pagar por todo de nuevo.
All right, that was interesting one. Thank you, Denise, for explaining to our Espanol viewers about these ways so they can also have the same access, right? This is super exciting for me. I don't know if you all can tell that I'm just so excited, but right now, to save time, let's just get into the questions, because I see a lot of questions coming in on TikTok, especially you guys on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. This is so exciting too, to have Instagram. Make sure you're asking your questions in the comments. I'm checking, and I'm going to be answering for the next couple of minutes. Denise, you can, these are like questions that are just coming in, right? We can kind of talk about it. If you have any, you can, basically help our Espanol viewers understand the questions per se, but I'm just going to read them out, provide some insights, kind of freestyle from there. So, can we do that? All right, sí.
Yes, of course. Claro que sí. De hecho, I wish I could say it more in Spanish, but I'm very excited. Hopefully more Spanish-speaking people will know we actually have a way of heart to help.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, they will. I know that they will. It's here. So I see some questions. The one I'm going to answer first is related to VAWA. caught my eye because I've never actually had somebody ask this before. It's from Kiki Love. Kiki Love is on TikTok. Let me answer that one first. This is a question about, can I change my VAWA case to a marriage green card? I've never heard that asked that way. I usually hear, can I change my marriage green card to a VAWA case? But this person is asking the opposite. So I'm going to take the time to answer Kiki Love right now. And so just short answer, no. Why? Because if you get married to somebody else, if you were remarrying somebody else, except you're remarrying the abuser, but if you're remarrying somebody else, that automatically disqualifies you from a vow of self-petition, just plain and simple. So you're not gonna, what's the word she used? You're not gonna switch it or change it. You're just going to file a whole new case, a marriage-based green card case with your new marriage. All right, Denise, does that kind of like sound, like something? Because we do VAWA cases, and I want our clients to understand, like, these nuances.
Sí. So, entonces nos preguntaron en TikTok que si podemos convertir un caso de VAWA, de violencia, a una green card. Normalmente es al revés, pasamos de la green card por matrimonio a un caso de VAWA. En este caso, la pregunta es si podría ser al revés. La respuesta básica es no, no se puede. Automáticamente, si tú te casas con otro ciudadano, no vuelves con la persona violenta, pero si te casas con alguien más, tu caso de VAWA se descalifica, tú ya no entras en ese rango y automáticamente tienes que llenar un proceso nuevo para una green card por matrimonio con tu nueva pareja.
Okay. I kind of got some of the things you said there. What does alguien más mean?
¿Cómo?
I heard something that I think I kind of know what it means, but I'm trying to put it all together.
I'm almost saying everything I'm trying to be most precise.
All right, cool. That's awesome. Thank you very much for that. But that's essentially the answer for you, Kiki Love. And I'll go to some other questions that came in first. And Patricia, it's okay. I'm just gonna look on TikTok as much as I can, because there's so many questions coming in. And if we miss your question, just reach out to us. The number is on the screen on the live. If you're on TikTok, is on our link in the bio. You can reach out to us via WhatsApp or email or something, just to let us know your questions, and we can help you for sure. All right. So I see a question from, I'll start with the first one I got from Hola Moore 05. Thank you for being here. I'm pretty sure that's a nickname, but thank you for watching and for asking your questions. Without you all, we won't have any questions to answer. So now we're here, we're doing this. All right, he says, my I-130 is approved and I-45 is still active, in active review. How long should I wait? So what should I do? Ola Moore, earlier I talked about timeline stuff, and I see you have more questions I think is relating to timeline as well. Timeline for your green card can take 10 months if you're in Charlotte, because in Charlotte it goes a little bit quicker, till 2 years, 24 months. That's the timeline that we expect. So if your I-130 is approved, I'm not sure how long that took, you might still have some time to wait, because if it's not yet up to the 10 months or the 15 months or whatever, all those times, that we usually expect, you're just waiting. So what you do is keep on waiting. And your other question is, traveling out of the U.S., if you're waiting with your I-485, make sure you have a pending I-131 as well. If you didn't file that, make sure you file that before you travel. Because once you travel and you haven't filed for your travel permits, you basically are forfeiting your application. And that has happened. That would be very sad because, guess what? Something I missed to talk about in the very beginning, because that's breaking news. I'm saying that every time I get a chance, I'm coming on live to give you all this breaking news. USCIS fees are going up. Okay, starting April, USCIS fees are going up. So especially the family-based adjustment status process, I put the breakdown somewhere on one of my posts. You can check it out. But USCIS fees are going up. So if you're going to lose your application that's been pending for like a year and start over, you most likely might be paying something much higher than what you paid right now for the pending one. I think right now it's like 1225 or so, but it's definitely gonna go up. So let's verify how much that's gonna go up. Let's just do a quick search, but I know it's somewhere on my Instagram or something. So check that out. I see a question from Facebook. All right, I'm gonna answer that one, and I'm gonna keep on answering the ones on TikTok. We have a few more minutes to get through it, and if I miss your question, make sure you reach out to us with the link. All right, Denise, you can, we're just freestyling, so you can basically just let people know to reach out to us. That's basically it while we're answering
Claro
these
que
questions.
sí. Muy bien, ustedes por favor pueden seguir mandándonos más preguntas mientras estamos contestando las que tenemos activas, y un poquito de lo que contestaron en la pregunta pasada en español sería si mientras tu petición está activa en revisión, ¿cuánto tiempo sería la línea de tiempo de espera? Entonces, como ya habíamos comentado hace unos minutos, el tiempo regular de espera es de 10 a 2 años. Eso es un tiempo normal. Y si puedes viajar mientras esperas, hay que estar segura de que tienes tus formas en línea para no perder el proceso principal. Si usted no llena la forma I-131, con eso se puede perder la petición de la Green Card, si no la tiene. Entonces hay que asegurarse que la tiene antes de viajar, ¿ok? Y los precios a partir de abril, también remarcar que eso es una noticia muy importante para todos. Los precios van a cambiar, van a subir. Ahorita están alrededor de $1,225, pero si lo haces antes de abril, vas a tener todavía ese precio. Si lo intentas, si tienes que volver a empezar un caso o iniciar uno nuevo, va a ser un precio que puede ser un poco más elevado. Es importante saberlo y lo pueden buscar en nuestros posts. Ahí va a estar el breakdown de todo lo que la diferencia en precios.
Sí, gracias, Denise. It's very important info because the increase is a lot. So good to know. So I see other questions about someone. This is Wedge. Wedge asked questions twice. So it was the same question. You're married to a U.S. citizen, and what is the best visa to apply for to join your spouse? Wedge 5050, thank you for your question and for being here. This is a straightforward answer because if you're married to a U.S. citizen and you meet all the other criteria, like a U.S. citizen earned enough income and you're admissible to the USA, meaning you haven't been deported at some point before or committed a crime or anything that makes you inadmissible, the best visa for you at this point would be a spousal visa green card, which is essentially a green card, but you have to apply for it while you're outside the USA. Right, versus people who are inside the USA applying for a green card, they're doing the adjustment of status. Does that make sense? Wedge 5050? Give me a thumbs up if you're getting some value from this live and if you're enjoying this live as much as I am with Denise in here translating to Espanol for us.
Yes, hopefully it is useful. De verdad.
I'm pretty sure it is useful. Usually we get a lot of questions on our live. So right now I think, we're getting thumbs up. Sierra or Clara, Roman, Pa, it's definitely useful, a great value because with just one language, I feel like it's just so limited. We're gonna soon get our French popping, okay? French, we'll be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Patricia here. We're gonna get all the languages, guys, because we're trying to reach as many people as we can so they can know their options to get free from abuse, from just fear, living in fear. I had a client come to me and his whole thing is just, I'm going to get picked up by ICE. Just he doesn't have his green card, so that he just lives in that fear. He's driving, he's like, oh, what if? I'm like, boy, stop thinking what if, because the more you're thinking what if, the more you're going to attract it to yourself. What you need to do is get with a lawyer so you can know your options and file. That's it. And then you get your peace of mind.
Claro que sí.
Yeah.
Como no queremos vivir con miedo, precisamente estamos a su servicio. Nosotros sabemos lo que es ser emigrantes también y pues más que nada queremos alejarlos del miedo, de que tengan su libertad, que sepan mantenerse informados y pues también traduciendo un poquito de lo que contestó en la pregunta pasada, ¿cuál sería la mejor opción para un un esposo para así tener una visa por parte del matrimonio. Entonces, si cumples con el ingreso para poder sostener a tu familia y si eres admisible, lo que quiere decir que no tienes un récord criminal, también cumpliendo con esas dos, se solicita una visa de esposa, que eso es para las personas que todavía su esposo o esposa está fuera del país, y las que están adentro, lo único que tienen que hacer es una solicitud de ajuste de estatus.
Gracias, Denise. Wedge says thank you very much because he also appreciates. So a lot of people definitely getting a lot of value here. There's a lot of burning questions when it comes to immigration. So that's why we give this time 45 minutes to an hour sometimes, just talking everything immigration. So I see some questions on Facebook. I'm going to answer those guys on there. TikTok guys, thank you very much for being active and sharing this live and just asking your questions. If I miss it, make sure you're asking again because I'm seeing all of them coming through. But guys on Facebook, thank you for asking. Usually they ask questions after we're done with the lives. I see them afterwards, but now they're here. So let's go into this one from Wambugu. Wambugu, thank you for being here. Wambugu says, my wife withdrew the I-130 petition after we have gone for the interview and submitted additional evidence that was required, citing that she does not trust me. Ooh, Wambugu. I think you are in our Facebook group, actually. Let me know. Send me a message, DM me, because this is a serious situation. If your I-130 is withdrawn, that means you don't have any basis to get your green card anymore, especially if it's a family-based immigration, which it is. So his wife filed an I-130 petition, and then they had some issues, and she withdrew the application. That's a little bit extreme, don't you think, guys? Don't you think that's a little bit extreme? So, Wambugu, you may have options here to find a different way to get your green card. So definitely reach out to me because that's the next thing you're going to get is a denial of your I-45 because there's no I-130. So a great question. Thank you for being here. And I hope to talk to you offline soon. All right.
Muy bien, entonces un poquito de lo que nuestra pregunta pasada sería la razón de que una esposa, ella no retiró la forma ya solicitada después de haber ido a la entrevista y de haber dado todas las pruebas de relación, citando que ella no confiaba en él. Precisamente aquí esto ya es algo un poco delicado, ya es mucho retirar una petición de migración. Entonces, de todas maneras, aunque puede sonar una situación complicada, sí hay manera para que él todavía pueda tener su permiso de trabajo y su green card. Por favor, esperamos que también si alguien está en la misma situación se ponga en contacto.
Great. Thank you for explaining that because at this point in time, anyone who is facing threats from a U.S. citizen spouse when it comes to your green card and any single argument you have turns into threats and then withdrawing. We definitely need to know info about that. So thank you very much, Denise. Gracias. I want to talk about Nikki's question. I see Nikki's question. Nikki is a green card holder. She says, my husband and toddler are green card holders, okay, who live in Florida. And he filed an I-130 for me and two other kids. Okay, so permanent resident filing for a spouse, that's pretty typical. That's up until a few months ago, that particular category became kind of backlogged. But generally, U.S. citizens and permanent residents can file for their immediate relatives, which are children, spouse, minor children. I think for adult children, it has to be a U.S. citizen or so. Or maybe they're like different things, maybe unmarried adult types of things. But U.S. citizens could generally file. So filed I-130 for her. It's been 2 years now. We didn't submit pictures. But we submitted our joint assets. Can I upload pictures or more evidence while the application is still pending? Ooh, Nikki, thanks for your question. This was a long one and definitely will allow me to discuss some very important things because our topic today was about what to do while your case is pending, right? So Nikki here has a pending case and she wants to know what to do because it's been 2 years. She didn't hear anything. Can I upload documents? Or, because she's probably thinking like, oh, it's been 2 years. Maybe I didn't do something right. And that's why it's been 2 years, right? So, Nikki, my answer to you right now is basically no, don't upload documents until you're asked by the USCIS. They usually will send you a request for evidence, which you will then have the opportunity to add more evidence to support your marriage, because it's been 2 years, so I'm pretty sure you have things to add right now. But sending things to the USCIS when you weren't asked may create some delays in your case. If you have a USCIS account, sometimes there's a place where they ask you to just kind of upload additional information, and it's just constantly there. You could potentially do that, but I discourage anyone from just sending things to USCIS. At the most, call them to find out about the status of your case. Because when you call them, you might figure out, oh, maybe they sent you an RFE already. You just missed it. It's been 2 years. So call them first before you upload anything. Find out what's going on there. Like, your case is just processing. That's it. You're just going to wait. Because since your spouse is a permanent resident, you might need to wait until he becomes a U.S. citizen. Because right now, with the backlog, that's probably what's also causing the delays. So there's backlogs, and a green card takes a long time. So we just said 10 months to 2 years. So that's around how long it takes. So Nikki, I hope that answers your questions. It was kind of a long one, and I want to make sure we get to the other ones, but let me know. And Denise, thank you again.
Básicamente, esta pregunta es si estoy ya en proceso de espera, pero siento que no tuve las suficientes pruebas o no di las suficientes pruebas. Aquí Nikki sí dio sus cuentas juntas, todos sus dineros, todo lo junto, pero no puso las fotos. Ahora quiere saber si después de haber pasado tiempo puede meterlo. Nosotros les aconsejamos que no manden nada a la solicitud hasta que primero llamen y verifiquen el estado de su aplicación y si ellos realmente requieren algo de ustedes. Primero hay que informarse antes de enviar cualquier cosa por nuestra cuenta.
Gracias, Denise. I see more questions coming in. I'll maybe answer one or two more because we're about to wrap up. After this, we have a call because we're still taking clients today. So if you are asking us questions and I haven't gone to it yet, just hang on. We're coming live again on Thursday. We do this twice a week, and then on our Facebook group, we're going to do one-on-ones. So if we're missing your questions, don't be discouraged. Okay, we'll be back. All right, I see Rookie. I have not seen you in forever. You used to be on my Instagram lives. I don't know. I haven't. Well, right now we're live on Instagram, so I'm thinking. I hope you can see me there as well. Wale had a question. Wale says, my marriage-based work permit has been pending for 5 months. How much longer can it take? Wale, this was the best live for you. Maybe you can go back and watch from the beginning where I said you need to just be checking the status of your case online, because timelines are going to vary, and there's no way to tell how much longer it's going to take from the 5 months. Okay, it could take. I've seen people's work permits get approved in 30 days, no cap. Okay, and that I had nothing to do with that. That was just USCIS processing the case quickly. Where they were living, there was maybe not a lot of applicants, maybe, and so it came in 30 days. 5 months is not a long wait. It's usually 6 to 12 months for work permits. That's the timeline for that. So Wale, you can basically just keep on waiting and checking with the USCIS. That's basically what you can do at this time. Okay? All right. And that's probably the last one we're going to take, because there's so much more. Especially I see one about Val, but we'll just be back and talk about it. And DM me, send me a text, book a call with me so we can talk about the questions in details. Okay, so that's the last one.
Muy bien, entonces, pues generalmente una solicitud de trabajo debería de tomar de 6 a 10 meses, que eso es antes de procesar nuestra green card. Nuestro permiso de trabajo debería de llegar en ese tiempo premonitorio. Por ahora va a ser la última cuestión que vamos a contestar, la última pregunta, pero no se desanimen, vamos a volver, vemos que todavía hay más preguntas, y si realmente necesitan apoyo inmediato, no duden en contactarnos directamente, escríbanos, consulten, agenden directamente, estamos para servirles, y ha sido un gusto estar aquí con ustedes.
All right. Thank you very much for that. And with that wonderful explanation from Denise, I think we're going to wrap up the live. It was a wonderful time with you all, with my team. Denise is going to be here with us, helping on this live, and also just in the team. So if you have questions in Espanol, llame o llamo our number, okay?
Pregunto por Denise.
Okay, see.
I'll ask for Denise.
Exactly, and ask for Denise. And C2 for Denise. What did you say? How did you say it? Oh, that's okay.
Quiero
I heard
hablar con Denise. Estoy con Denise.
oh, con Denise, con Denise, con Denise. Okay. I'm
Con
always
Denise.
just really in my head trying to put this language together, and I'm going to figure it out. One day I'll come on here and I'll just be doing it. Okay. So, but I thank you all for being here and participating in this, asking your questions, and just basically sharing this with your friends, supporting us, all that. Don't forget that this is a month of love. It's cuffing season, okay? If you're single, I saw someone on here asking for relationships. People are always doing that on these lives, but this is not the this is not the place to find your one, but this is the time, okay? Because it's cold out here. It's the month of love. It's gonna be Valentine's Day soon, so if you're married to a U.S. citizen or you're engaged to a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, or you want to know more, you have questions, you want to talk to an immigration lawyer because you're interested in immigrating to the USA, reach out to us. We're doing a 50% promotion. We're going to have that running for the rest of February. We're also going to have a special promotion for Black History Month because we are honoring our heritage as immigrants and showing gratitude to all of you who have supported us all these years, liking our stuff, watching our lives, asking questions, hiring us. I mean, like a whole lot's going on. So come on, guys, tune in, follow us. My contact information is on the screen, and don't forget, fees are going up in April. Okay, we're in February right now. Fees are going up in April 2024, so make sure you apply as soon as you can for whatever you qualify for. All right, so peace out, A-Town. I'll see you in the next
Muchas
live.
gracias, chicos.
Gracias, Denise. All right.
Muchas gracias.
Bye. Hasta luego. At least I can say that one. Yeah. All right.
Hasta
Bye.
luego.
Hasta luego. All right. All right. So let's do that. And